What is going on, everyone? Welcome into Big Time Football Talk. So I made a mistake, and that mistake being that I got overhyped for Andy Dalton's debut as a Dallas Cowboy. You know, when you look back on things like my old dog, my old dog was a Labrador Retriever. He was a great dog, and when he passed away, that was really devastating. And then we get a new lab named Brady, and he's just a great dog. And he has some flaws, obviously, like every dog. And some of his flaws where he liked to get into and chew up socks too, and that made me think back of that was something that I disliked about my old lab. And when something goes away that you used to were neutral about or you used to like, and in that case I used to really like, even love my old lab, but you tend to forget about, you remember the good times and you don't always remember the bad qualities necessarily, which I think is a good thing, because when you want to go to a funeral to mourn a dead relative, or a pet passes away that you're very close with. I understand that people are very close with their dogs too. You tend to remember the good times, and which is a great thing too, but it's easier to forget the bad times. So with Andy Dalton, I tended to defend him when a lot of people criticize this move by the Cowboys. They say, hey, look back at the good times with Andy Dalton. Led Cincinnati to the playoffs several times, had a pretty good season, had a couple years where their offense was really pretty flashy. They had a lot of great receivers, but did a good job of spreading the wealth around and putting the Bengals in a chance to be successful and having a few productive seasons, which is all you could ask for. But last night you really saw the downside of Andy Dalton and who he really can be at times, and that is just a very below average quarterback who has a very low floor, and it really showed last night. It was not a great performance at all by Andy Dalton and the Cowboys. The Zeke fumbles really hurt this team, and Andy Dalton struggled a lot, and it turned out to be a very ugly loss in the end. And but Dalton is who he is, and I think he bounces back next week. I don't think this is, as low as it is right now, if you're a Cowboys fan, I don't think this team is getting to the playoffs, but I think that you'll see some better games moving forward. I think he'll bounce back, and he won't wow you, but he will improve on this performance. It's his first game as the full starter in several years, so cut him some slack. But if you're a Cowboys fan, it's just not looking good for the future. The offensive line isn't what it was. The receiving corps is still very strong, and kudos to CeeDee Lamb. He's playing great, and that draft pick probably wasn't the best move for the Cowboys, but they do have a stud receiver moving forward in the future, and the defense needs to be better. The defense is really disappointing because I thought, as far as linebacking core goes, Van Der Esch and Jalen Smith were two of the best in the league. But Van Der Esch been banged up. Jalen Smith, they paid a lot of money too, and they need to play better. But yeah, Jerry Jones is really a questionable owner, and he's getting older. So the future of the Cowboys really is unknown. Yeah, getting to the playoffs, I think, is very possible with as weak as that division is, but I don't even see it. But it's too bad for a team with a lot of talent. And the one thing I do credit Jerry Jones with, he has drafted well, but it is what it is right now, and things have been rough for the Cowboys, and last night was a very low moment, to say the least. And but in other news, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the Buccaneers were a real winner Sunday. Even with Vita Vea out, this defense played lights out. Levante David was just all over the football field. Him and Devin White just making plays. Devin White really starting to shine. He's starting to see what this young man is capable of. A 4.4 flat at the combine. And the secondary, very strong. Jamel Dean, Sean Murphy-Bunting. They got some studs in the secondary. But yeah, Vita Vea, that was a bigger loss than most people would think. But, their defense looked fine, got pressure on Rodgers, really got him rattled. It was funny to see him and Sue jawing at each other the whole game. But what I like about the Bucs is they fixed a lot of the mistakes Tom Brady was criticized, or, was public. You talked about him yelling at them, and they needed to clean up those mistakes, and that's what you see usually good teams do. They clean up the mistakes and play better as the season goes on, and you're seeing this young defense really grow up and started to reach what it potentially could be, which is just awesome to see, and you got to love to see that as a coach, and as Bruce Arians and Todd Bowles, the defensive coordinator, got to be so proud of the youngsters that are continuing to get better. And it's going to lead to a lot of excitement Sunday night when they go and play the Las Vegas Raiders on Sunday Night Football. It should be a good one. So, and another thing I love to see Sunday was the Tua debut. It was now announced today that Tua will be the starter moving forward. I'd love to see him throw with some zip on the football, and he really does look ready to go. So excited for Tua Tagovailoa. Ryan Fitzpatrick, very happy for him. A classy man and a great teammate. And the Miami Dolphins look like they could be just fine moving forward with Tua Tagovailoa, and that is just going to be a fantastic excitement, a lot of excitement, and hopefully a great debut for Tua. A lot of people rooting for him. A good player and a great young man. And we'll see how he does next week. So, but yeah, he from the looks of the few throws looked fine out there. So a great comeback player in the NFL is Jason Verret. Jason Verret, if you want to rewind, let's rewind here back to high school. Received no scholarship offers, played at a junior college for a year, finally received an offer to play at TCU, where he became an All-American for the 2013 season, had a lot of success and great games at TCU. And at the combine ran a 4.38, was drafted by the then San Diego Chargers, played just 6 games in 2014, and the Pro Bowl in 2015. But then after that is, Verret's career has just been so injury-ridden. It's been sad. Missed basically all the 2017, 18, and 19 season. The 2018 season, a torn Achilles before the season, which was just, terrible to see. But you see Verret now signed with the 49ers and is just doing some great things for this team. To put this into perspective, according to Pro Football Focus, in the 4 games, he's been targeted 11 times and allowed just 24 yards, 0 touchdowns, and had 1 interception. That 1 interception coming on that 4th and goal against Jared Goff. So Verret just doing incredible things. I'm so happy to see, because Verret's been one of my favorite players, and I was just very devastated to see his injuries accumulate over those few years. And people around the league know that the talent this guy has when he's healthy and he's on the field, they know he's a playmaker. And just the speed and athleticism. You saw some heated matchups a few years ago in San Diego when he played against Antonio Brown. And it's so happy to see him back. And, the 49ers, it was funny to see him out there because they really need him badly with Richard Sherman on IR right now. So kudos to Jason Verret, and it's great to see him on the field again. So Derrick Henry, the Texans really did not want any more of that guy. 212 yards, 2 touchdowns, including that 1 game winner. Derrick Henry is just becoming such a feared running back in the league, and as the game goes on, as the defense gets tired, he just becomes more and more deadly. No more Taylor Lewan, but Derrick Henry he is just running through people. I mean, he has just become so hard to tackle, and when he comes downhill, it is just pretty much scary. It's just like a freight train coming with a head of steam at you. And, Derrick Henry, just an absolute monster right now for the Tennessee Titans. And that team that's a very good football team. Ryan Tannehill playing at a high level, multi-touchdown passes in, just about every game. A.J. Brown is healthy and is really doing a lot of great things in the wide receiver core for the Tennessee Titans. But so it's the Titans are a great football team and a team that you really want to watch moving forward. So lastly, I want to wrap with the Detroit Lions. So the Lions, obviously you guys know I'm a Lions fan, and the Lions won Sunday. They beat a very poor Jags team, and the problem is, well, I don't know what this win means moving forward. This kind of reminds me of Horrible Bosses, Jason Bateman's character. If you watch the movie Horrible Bosses, Bateman had a terrible boss that was never satisfied with anything and made him work hours and hours to death to try to he was trying to get a promotion. Seems like what the Lions are. They seem like they are the the best teams in the league are Kevin Spacey and the actor who plays his boss, and the Lions are Jason Bateman in this case. They're just working so hard, and they're doing a lot of great things, and they're really helping the company. But they are really going nowhere. They know that there's no reward of them winning some of these games and giving you false hope and working this hard. This team's going nowhere with a terrible head coach in Patricia and Quinn. And, that's why I said if you're going to be bad, just be horrible, because there's a reward at the end of it. If you just keep being average, it's just like a endless cycle that you're just going nowhere. You're just working so hard for nothing, and it's just like you feel like the Lions are just kind of like a 9-to-5 guy that's working a job that's not leading to anything. There's no promotion. In the case of the Lions, they could you can win a few of these games against bad teams, but where's it leading to? You're not going to get to the playoffs because you get exposed by some of the better teams like the New Orleans Saints and stuff. So it's just kind of tough in that case. But I wanted Trevor Lawrence really badly, but it's likely not going to happen in this case because, the more and more wins get you further and further away from the potential Trevor Lawrence sweepstakes. But, it's kind of sad. But there's kind of the part of you that wants to cheer against your team, but also it's hard because that's where you've poured, all your blood, sweat, and tears as a fan for rooting for this team. And for them to disappoint you once again is just too bad. But, yep, it is what it is. So I'm going to wrap with that. Thanks for tuning into this episode, guys. Stay tuned for more episodes from the show. Till next time, peace.